Hi guys, what's up? Welcome to another book review of Chapter 1 Productions, and today I'll be reviewing the first book in the Alex Rider series, which I just finished 2 days ago. So, as you may know if you watch my channel a lot, I actually did a review on the eighth, I believe, was it eighth or ninth Alex Rider book called Never Say Die, but I didn't know that at the time, so I just bought it. But this one is this is the first book, and it's called Stormbreaker. It's the first book in the series, and it basically kicks off Alex's journey throughout all of the spy books. Before I start the review, I want to just quickly say Anthony Horowitz is the author of the book. He's also the writer of the second James Bond book, Forever and a Day, and he's written, his most famous books are, Scared to Death, Grisham Grange, Granny, The Switch. Yeah, so I haven't read actually any of these books, but I do know that the second James Bond book, very famous, and the entire series he actually wrote. So I'm just gonna put that away and let's get right into the review. Okay, so basically this Alex Rider series is very, very textbook spy. What do I mean by it's very, very textbook spy? Well, there are a couple of things in which you can identify something that all spy books have. First of all, there has to be a villain. Of course, that's obvious. But you may be surprised, not every story has a villain. But there's a villain, there's a mission, there's a main challenge, and there's a time limit, a deadline. And also there's a trigger event. Not all books, but most spy books have a trigger event. And what is a trigger event? Well, a trigger event you find in a lot of books. It's basically a certain thing that happens to the main character that sets the whole story on its course, whether it's for good or for bad. Alright, so what is a trigger event here in Alex Rider? Well, it would actually be the death of his uncle Ian Rider. So before we start into the summary, I just want to give you a little bit of background. Alex's parents died when he was little. He was raised by his grandfather technically, but, technically, I'm pretty sure he was mostly raised by his caretaker, Jack Starroy, which is short for Jackie, Jacqueline, I don't know. It doesn't tell us. And so basically that's his caretaker. Ian Fleming works for a bank, but we discover after a trigger event, Ian Fleming's death, that MI6 actually recruits him for his special talents to go undercover to spy on Sile Enterprises, which is a private-owned organization by Harold Sale, who the MI6 is suspicious of but has no evidence of. Harold Sale is going to donate to every single school in Britain a Stormbreaker, the newest generation top-gen computer. And MI6 think there must be something wrong, so they sent Ian Fleming to investigate. Ian Fleming said, "I'll be back, I have vital information." He comes back, he's shot by something we identify as Yasin Gregorovich, who later we find out in the book more about. So they think that Alex won't be noticed, and they send him as Felix, which is supposed to be the first kid they want to test out the Stormbreaker on. And so he goes disguised as him, and soon he faces a perilous set of journeys. The first one being he needs to find out about the local mine, which he knows that Ian Fleming has been in there, and he follows a trail into the mine. He discovers that actually Harold Sale's Stormbreakers contain a huge virus that is even more deadly than smallpox. And the reason Harold Sale wants to do this is because of his childhood being bullied experiences at the English private schools. So he's going to reveal this deadly virus is basically going to kill everybody. So Alex obviously needs to find a way to stop him, but Alex is caught by the guards and he is left there. He is pushed into a giant tank with a man of war, which if you don't know is a Portuguese, I believe. Giant, basically jellyfish that's really dangerous and it wraps around you and stings you. However, he manages 2 with a set of CIA gadgets, which is what every single Asian needs, all the way from James Bond to any decent spy movie or spy book. You need some sort of cool gadget, and this time it's face cream. I know, right? It's weird. Face cream, how would that help? Well, actually, face cream can burn through glass, and so Alex puts a face cream around there, and it burns through. This is special, of course, and the whole thing collapses, and he goes on an airplane to stop Harold Sale. The main question is whether he'll be able to stop Harold Sale in time, or will the deadly virus be received and give Britain a challenge that could take centuries and decades and even eras to overcome. So, first of all, as I said, it's extremely textbook. So if you're someone who just wants entertainment, fast-paced action, and a high blood pulse, this is definitely for you. So what do I like about the book? Definitely fast-paced, and it creates a lot of motivation for you, what I say by motivation is you always want to keep reading because they always unravel the mystery slowly, one layer at a time, so you always want to keep going, which is something that I find a lot of books fail to do for me, and maybe either I'm critical or the books just don't do that well enough. I don't know which one it is. Either one is fine, but the thing is, this book definitely makes any reader keeps you going, keeps you wanting to find out whether he'll be able to do it. And he's presented with unlike a last week's book review on Lokai, this book has tons of challenges, and he's discovering it one step at a time with him, and it's a great interesting process to discover along with him. And there's definitely a lot of tension. Like, he goes into a mine, but there's a submerged tunnel. After that, he needs to get past the security cams. After that, he gets caught by a guard. He needs to escape. After that, he needs to stop Harold Sale. So it's bam, 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 challenge. And basically what I want to say is there's definitely a lot of motivation for you to keep reading this book. What else do I like? Fast-paced action, that's probably a good thing. What do I dislike about this book? Well, there are a couple of things. The first one being the character's too perfect. And when I say that, I know when you watch James Bond is perfect. But I'm sure he has his flaws. Alex Rider, on the hand, is trained in karate. He's resourceful. He's quick. And I can see this as an effort for us to like him. But I prefer characters that are flawed because it makes them much more humane and much more easy to connect with. While on this hand, Alex is resourceful, he knows how to handle situations. He's a black belt in karate. Like, he's the perfect agent. So, you gotta have some sort of flaw for the character, and that's something I don't really like about this book. And, so basically, to conclude today's discussion, basically, Alex Rider is a fast-paced, it's a fast-paced textbook action spy book, very entertaining. I would recommend it as good entertainment, not one of those classics that you keep on your bookshelves for 10 years and read it 20 times, but it's definitely entertaining and it's textbook spy. So, thank you for watching today's presentation book review, and make sure if you have any questions, and I would love to hear your thoughts on the book, just tell me in the comments below. And if you like this book review, please make sure to place a like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. And thanks for watching Chapter 1.